What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. This is episode 74 of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. I hope that you're having a blessed day wherever you are in the world, whether it's daytime, nighttime, somewhere in between, midterm exams, fucking midnight, Ice-T's rhyme, chilling at AM, PM, chilling, sipping, drinking apple juice in Evil's BM is what Ice-T said in that track, Midnight, which I just quoted and cited properly there. Dope rap, man. So yeah, if it's midnight fucking where you are, man, if it's dusk, dawn, twilight, I don't fucking know, man, but I just hope that you're having a blessed day. I'm on some rap shit, man. I'm One Sir Grove. I'm your boy. And man, with the internet, it's so dope because you can bring up talk shows and news and commentary and intel, sound bites, audio from images from around the fucking globe at the push of a button. And man, you can create your own situation room. You can do all that shit, man. And fucking dude, I've got all these feeds, all these data sets, and one of the individuals I like to listen to, one of the media personas that I like to listen to because I believe that his insight is expert intel and analysis. Ben Shapiro, the Ben Shapiro Show. Ben Shapiro is, the way he thinks is amazing. He's like Mark Levin, the great one, and Chris Plant, just on fucking point. Just on point, dude. Like, he's got it. He's quick, dude. He's brilliant. And he knows what's going on, man. Like, he's got the shit figured out. And all of his analyses thus far, they all make sense to me, man. They're all fucking expertly presented. And, people used to joke about Rush Limbaugh, people on the left, and they were like, oh, Rush Limbaugh, he's got fucking issues and all this kind of shit, as if they don't. Dude, whatever, man. Rush Limbaugh also, like Ben Shapiro, you might not like Rush. You might like Rush Limbaugh. I like Rush Limbaugh, dude. And I put him up there with an expert thinker, an expert presenter, an expert broadcaster. I mean, he's obviously an expert, man. He's his thinking process, the way he observes what's going on, the way he observes his view of the world is fucking on fucking point. Ben Shapiro as well. Man, when I was younger, I used to watch CNN just because I didn't know at the time that CNN was a fucking piece of shit organization, and the internet wasn't here yet, so I didn't really have a way to tune those motherfuckers out, and so man, it's really sick when people don't you can just see how people have been brainwashed, man, because they don't have the full picture. They don't see it because they just, even with the internet, they haven't really used it effectively as a tool with which to gather news coverage and news from around the world. They think that they're getting news from around the world from CNN. But when you start taking a look, man, at the world of like geopolitical intelligence information, and you start to use tools that were previously only available to agencies like CIA, NSA, British intelligence, the intelligence community globally. Now that these tools have, they've leveled the playing field, and they've given the average person access to open source intelligence information at the speed of light, just like that. Man, when you start looking at data from like ITAR TASS, the Russian news agency, when you start looking at like megahertz networks and fucking different levels of BBC that you haven't seen before, perhaps, and NHK, and Arirang, and European news, Asian news, like news from just around the fucking globe, man. 24/7, 365 coverage on this topic, that topic. When you put it together as a mosaic, and you see, man, what's being talked about in foreign nations and different circles, when you can just press a button now and click a button now and translate conversations that people are having on the internet and threads, and on blogs and in news groups and chat groups from around the world. Dude, you see how in the West, man, people are fucking, they too, many of them have been, by way of design in the past, they've been brainwashed, dude, to think a certain way. To think a certain way, man, and it's twisted as fuck when you figure it out, dude. And you're just like, wow. These people, dude, in the West who think that there's, and I'm not talking about everybody, I'm talking about the ones that are brainwashed, dude. I'm talking about a subset of the population. I'm talking about a certain percentage, certain segment of the Western population. By way of design, by way of corporations and conglomerates and certain moles in our government and certain agendas of different groups. Dude, you can see how it was strung together, these different instruments of power, how they were strung together and how they were used. They were used to brainwash people here in the West, man. And, I'm talking about the Western Hemisphere. And how they think, these same individuals who think that they're so scholarly and they think that they're so fucking intellectual and they're so smart and they're so highly intelligent, and they put themselves intellectually in their with their loftiness, they believe, dude, that they're so fucking, like, they think that they're so superior. They think that they're so clued in and that they're so, I mean, even in government, man, the government is compartmentalized. So you have people who have access to certain types of intel and they think that they know what's up, dude. But when you start to see the bigger picture beyond that, dude, you can just really fucking understand how organizations like CNN are used as a way to brainwash human beings, dude, and lead them to believe certain realities that are totally fucking fabricated and totally made up. I'm not just talking about fake news, dude. I'm talking about deep PSYOP shit, dude. Deep PSYOP shit, like psychological operation shit on a military grade level. So then once you figure that out and you're like, okay, Grove's onto something, like, man, he's man, this shit, man, he's not even a conspiracy theorist. He just like laid it out, like, hold up, like something's up, right? Something's afoot. Yeah, dude, the effrontery of fucking CNN and the pomposity of it all, dude, there's something dark about CNN, dude. CNN is fucked, man. They're on, dude, you ever see the movie They Live? You ever see the movie They Live with Roddy Piper? The movie They Live? If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Don't read anything about it, dude. Don't wiki it if you haven't seen it. A lot of people from my generation know about it like the back of their hands, man. I've seen it fucking probably more than a dozen times. Some people don't even know that there's a sequel. But, dude, if you want to know about They Live, it's one of those movies, dude, where just don't read anything about it before you watch it. Just watch it, dude. Just watch it from the beginning, and don't talk to anybody about it, man, in advance if you don't know about it. And just watch it, dude. And then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Dude, who the fuck runs CNN? I mean, like, dude, if you knew what I know, you would question not just fundamental reality, but you would question like the origin of CNN. And I'm not talking about what is written on this planet, dude. Watch they live. Because, man, CNN is not only like ultra fake news, dude, but there's something even darker than that, man. It's not just made up stories, dude. Like, it's not even fucking for real, dude. Like, so you're like, well, what do you mean? Like, CNN doesn't exist? No, CNN totally exists, man. But what I'm saying is, it's not like, okay, so some of their stories are true. Like, when they report on, like, the weather and, like, traffic or whatever, right? But behind that is a layer that begets other layers of this fucking ultra facade, totally fucking manufactured, deep psychological operation like Matrix shit, dude. Like, and then you wonder yourself, well, who created it, man? Who created it, man? And what the fuck, man, does this shit exist for? Like, how did they get the tools to do this from where? Like, from where does this shit really come? Because, dude, they're lying to people about shit, man. And I knew, dude, when my cousin moved to England, my biological white Caucasian cousin, when he moved to England to complete his degree and just moved there, he told me, and he moved to England shortly after 9/11. In fact, he moved to 9/11 when 9/11 was happening at the time. And he told me, dude, like literally, when it was literally happening at the time, the attack on America, he was en route to England when that was happening. Once he was settled in the UK, and he's my age too, by the way, we were in school together. So we weren't just cousins, like we were friends growing up, like, you know, in classes in school, like junior high school and high school. So anyway, man, and we played sports together, and we in our family is it's English. We're Englishmen. We're English. And so he went to England to get in touch with our English roots and to earn his first degree. And so he was there for some years, living in London in the United Kingdom. And my cousin is smart, man. He's one of the founders of 495. And he told me, man, when he touched down in the UK, like after he'd been there for a while, he said, Grove, man, Grove. This is my cousin Rizzo. He said, man, Grove, dude, you gotta, he's like, man, you know, he's like, bro, the news over here, the way information is presented over here, in the same way that, say, for example, it would be presented by CNN, Fox, Reuters, Bloomberg, yada, 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 right? He said, dude, they're lying to the West, man. They're lying to the West. He said, man, the news here, it's a different universe of information. What people are told here, it's a different narrative. It's a different story. And what he meant by that was not just that culturally, geographically, regionally. He was saying that there is a PSYOP, dude, that's in effect. And what people in the West are told is what someone wants them to believe. And I understood, because we're part of the same fraternity, man, the same fraternal organization. And he gave me that intel. And I knew anyway. But when he said that, it was confirmed, man. When he crossed the pond for the first time, that's when it was confirmed as fuck. And I was like, damn. So in that, yeah, man, I've noticed that they've ramped it up in the past few years as well. Like, they've gone apeshit fucking like on the levels of like microcontrols and like behind the scenes like They Live style shit, dude. Because if you don't know what I'm talking about from the movie They Live, you gotta watch They Live to understand what I'm talking about. They've tweaked it, man. Whoever they or it is, man, because the PSYOP is now even more fucking aggressive than it ever was before. Because man, dude, man, I'm telling you, man.